With a WagerTalk one-day power pass, you receive every play from every betting consultant for one full day at the ridiculously discounted price of just $149. What's better than spending the day watching and following a great slate of games? Watching, following, and winning those games. Get every WagerTalk expert and every game they release for that day.
All right, guys, welcome in. It is Tuesday here. I can't believe it. April the 20th. Happy 420 for those of you that participate. It is time for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. Of course, powered by our good friends at WagerTalk. There are 5 games slated in the association tonight. So you know what? We're going to talk about all 5 for you. We will cover the full gamut here of today's games, and we are going to do it with 3 of the finest and most upstanding citizens, gentlemen, handicappers that WagerTalk has to offer, including the man at the top, Running Point, Ski Prophet, back in the house here today. The Godfather in the middle, guys. Teddy Covers in the house, and we welcome back our good friend Tony Mejia, down a little under the weather last week or so, but he is back and ready to rock and roll, so we're glad to see him. And Ski, I'll start with you. Yesterday on the show, we talked a little bit about that Cleveland being a favorite on the road against Detroit, the contrarian. That worked out. Talk to us here about how your night was and what do you got going on at WagerTalk today?
Well, in the NBA, the prop that I had wasn't good. It was 1%, and I had a 3% winner on the Bucks and Suns over. So I look to get another winner in NBA today.
Yeah, the Miami Heat fans almost died in the first half of that game yesterday. Teddy Covers, welcome in, my man. And I just want to get this straight. Teddy, did you say just before we came on here, guys, I believe there was a bit of a sale. It was a little money, not a lot of crazy money. What was that number? William Hill, did you say Caesars? What was that?
Yeah, it's now been officially approved by the regulators in the UK.
Wow.
Caesars has bought William Hill $3.7 billion with a B.
Wow. Wow.
Nice. This is it speaks to the industry, man. The industry is the valuations are through the roof right now. So kudos to any of you who had William Hill in your pocket.
Yep. Yeah, that's congratulations,
nice
guys.
Today, and of course,
that's it. Yeah. You think Bitcoin's good? You should have had William Hill. Damn it! Where the hell you been, Teddy? What do you got going on at WagerTalk and Sportsmemo tonight?
Yeah, so we won again last night, and the NBA's been consistent. 57% dating back to the bubble. We're close to 200 plays now at that level. An easy winner last night betting against the Pacers at home. You know, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. A single best bet in the NBA for tonight. Obviously, there's only 5 games on tap, and it'll be one of the 5 games we talk about it. Top total this evening. You can get that right now at WagerTalk.com.
All right, awesome stuff. And, of course, we welcome back Tony Mejia. Good to see you up and about, my friend. Feeling better. Welcome back in. What you been doing, and what do you got going on at WagerTalk.com tonight?
I've been suffering through chills and sleeping, and it's good. You know, I got the one and done vaccine, so I'm over it. I'll be good to go from now on. And you know, it was early part of the week. I couldn't do anything to handicap. I felt bad for clients, so I tried to get out something. Didn't work out. So since Sunday and yesterday, I'm 3-0. So hopefully that'll be the start of a big week. You know, and today was a lot of catching up and reading. Jamal Murray out for the season. Damian Lillard. It seems like every guard got hurt. And then Stephen Curry caught fire, and the Knicks are really good. So a lot has happened since I went Sleeping Beauty on now.
Well, listen, man, you got to take care of yourself. Without your health, you don't do any good to anybody. So we're glad to see that you are here, my friend, first and foremost. But let's dive into these games, guys. 5 on the board today. A couple of movers and shakers, of course. We'll give you what we know about these games as of taping right now. We're going to start with the Orlando Magic. They are taking on the Atlanta Hawks. And this game opened up at 12.5. It shot up a little bit. It came back down, but it's pretty much stagnant. 12.5 right now to 17.5. It has come down a little bit in a number of spots. So, Ski, let me start with you here, my friend. The Orlando Magic. I can't remember if they're on the hell no list, the hell yes, the hell maybe on a Tuesday afternoon. Talk to me here about the Magic taking on the Hawks here tonight.
I don't have them on any list. They've been playing pretty well though, so I'll probably look to bet on them since they fired Lloyd Pierce at least. This spread is just a little bit too high for me. I probably look more towards the total, and I think I agree with where it's went. I'm seeing down to like 217.5 now, right? So it's a lot of people on the injury report, and I don't really trust the Magic to score. I think they'll struggle to reach 100. So I like the under in this game.
You're liking the under in this game. All right. Teddy, the Hawks, pretty good form. What, 8 of their last 10? I think 4 wins, 6 at home, rather, on those games. But I'm looking at the people they've played. I'm not counting a lot of winning records here, but still in good form. What do you think about them laying 12.5?
So I'm with Ski in the sense that it feels a little bit rich for Atlanta, considering their defensive acumen. Okay, this is not a team that, when you're talking about laying double-digit spreads in the NBA, it has very little in my mind to do with offense and everything to do with defense. When I'm laying doubles, I want teams that's going to get stops. And Atlanta, it comes and it goes. Number of point spreads at -10 or higher the Hawks have covered this season, it's a goose egg. So Orlando's not an easy team to back. I took a shot with them against Houston over the weekend, and that didn't work out well at all. And they weren't, for extended portions of that game, they weren't even in it. They came back and made the score reasonable late. I thought initially that there might be some point spread value with an Orlando team that still has veterans, that still has a coach that we like, that's still playing defense, but the defense hasn't really been there. That's why the Magic have cashed over each of the last 4 and 8 of the last 10. Probably lean over here with this one.
Oh, going to lean in the over direction in this one. And Tony Mia, how about you? Wendell Carter Jr., and this being in the area there, has pretty much stepped up, and a pretty good leader for this team going up against, Clint Capella tonight. Do you like the matchup for Orlando to cover the 12.5?
Yeah, I mean, those are the 2 key matchups. Carter trying to keep Capella off the boards, which is, good luck to him on that. And, for Cole Anthony to step up with Michael Carter-Williams out and try to do a job of keeping Trae Young from getting in a rhythm. And then maybe Orlando can be competitive. When they get Jonathan Isaac back next year, with Chumo Kiki stepping up and Cole Anthony on the team, Markelle Fultz coming back, the number 1 pick in the draft probably, there are going to be some pieces here to justify the fire sale that we saw at the trade deadline. So, better times ahead for the Magic, maybe not necessarily tonight, especially given the spread, and no Terrence Ross in this one. And he's usually the guy that keeps them in games from suffering through lulls.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And still 12.5 guys across the board, 217s popping up as well for the total. So that one right up the bat, 7:40 Eastern time tip-off tonight. We're going to move to another early start game, 7:40 p.m. Eastern time. The Brooklyn Nets taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. And look at that. We got ourselves an angle of the day, courtesy of John Ryan at sportsmemo.com. We love his... the font seems to be getting smaller here, John Ryan. I don't know if you're just trying to test my eyesight. Has that LASIK working? But it's talking about, number 1, betting on a home team that are revenging a double-digit loss. Number 2, the host is coming off 2 embarrassing road losses as being a favorite. And over the past 10 seasons, that's been 10-3 straight up, 11-2 against the number. That's 85%. Over the past 5 seasons, 9-1 straight up, 9-1 against the number. That's a 90% winning percentage. He says, bet on the New Orleans Pelicans, lay the points over the Brooklyn Nets, and those points hovering around 3 right about now. It opened up. There is a 2.5 showing up. 234.5. So the total, even 235s I'm seeing right now. So the total has gotten a little boost here, Teddy. What do you think here about this New Orleans squad welcoming in Brooklyn, and who the hell knows who's going to... Landry Shamet, are you going to drop another 30? What do you think here?
So let's just put this concept as simple as I can make it, okay? Which of these 2 teams is a better team, gentlemen? Brooklyn or New Orleans?
With everyone healthy, Brooklyn.
Right?
That's Brooklyn, of course.
Doesn't matter if everyone's healthy or not. Brooklyn's the better of these two teams. If Harden, Irving, and Durant don't play, Brooklyn is the better of these two teams. Okay, we've seen that. And as long as one of the big three play, Brooklyn's way better of these two teams. Are the Nets going to look past New Orleans? No. They're coming off a loss. Bet on team off a loss this year. Pelicans, this is going to be their game. Yeah, they're going to come to Madison Square Garden and win. Choked away another lead. Nothing left in overtime. I want no part of the Pelicans laying points to anybody, let alone a good team. Brooklyn or pass for this better.
Yeah, and, Tony Teddy's got a point. Listen, even without the stars, right, they've pretty much played the entire damn season without one, two, if not all three of them. And they're pretty good. They're still pretty good. So how do you approach this game here tonight? Are you laying the 3? You confident with that?
Oh, I don't want any part of the side. I mean, the best part of Teddy's point was that I don't want any part of Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving. Who knows how he's feeling tonight? He might feel like dropping 50. He might feel like facilitating. And then I don't see Blake Griffin, bless his heart. 10 years ago, this would have been tremendous to see him against Zion Williamson. Now, Zion's probably going to do what he wants in that point forward role he's playing. He's got Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball back. So actually, my free play, it's up on WT.buzz/TM, and I'll share it at the end of the show, is on the total in this game, which looks like a sucker's bet. But to me, I don't think it will be. So I'll just tease it that way.
All right, there you go, like that. And talk to me here, Ski. How you going to approach it? Maybe what's the total in the first half? 118 and a half, 1.5 in the first half. You're going to go full game total. How you going to approach it?
I could probably look towards an over in this game. Doesn't really have to put my arm to look towards an over, I don't think, in a game between the Pelicans and the Nets. On the side, I'll give a little – I don't know which side I want to end up with yet, but I'll give a little pushback on the fact that I'm not quite sure that if all the stars play, that they're better than the Pelicans. If they don't play, that they're better than the Pelicans. I think that the Nets will struggle to defend inside, but I also think that you have the Pelicans who haven't been covering lately, and you have the Nets who have. So I can agree with Teddy in the fact that I probably want my money more on the team that's been covering.
Liking the team that has been covering in this one here, guys. And again, that's part of the early slate as well. 7:40 Eastern time tip-off on that. We are going to move to the Garden. Let's talk about these New York Knicks. The hell yeah, we're betting the New York Knicks. Opens up as a 6-point favorite taking on the Charlotte Hornets. And we've seen 5.5 now seem to be where it's rested. The total 208, so it's come down just a hair. It's been bouncing back and forth. So Tony Mejia, I'm going to come to you first here. Knicks have been pretty darn impressive here over the last 10 days or so. Talk to me about their chances of winning by 6 at home.
Well, this is where my 4% lies for clients. So I've got to call on the total, but extensive research on this. The Knicks are doing what it takes to win games, which is a credit to Tibbs and Julius Randle and Derrick Rose because of the way he stepped up. They're on a 7-2 overrun, which belies their identity. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this challenge of being a favorite, of being a team that's expected to win against the Charlotte team that's getting LaMelo Ball back, that has managed to survive without him and Hayward by doing what it takes to win as well. So I'm really looking forward to this game. My lean would be Hornets plus the points. But it just because I think I'm conditioned to not think the Knicks are going to handle business, but the way they've been playing, they certainly have proven a lot of people wrong.
Looks like P.J. Washington back in the lineup here. Devontae Graham still questionable here. Ski, talk to us. Do you like or trust this Charlotte team to be able to cover the number on the road?
I would like them to be a little bit more healthy. The way that the Knicks have been playing, it's kind of hard to step in front of them. And I'll say that, or I'll think that I don't really want them to win by margin, but as a home favorite this year, I think they're 10-2. So way Julius Randle's been playing, I probably lean towards taking the Knicks, and maybe more so in the first half. Still the best first half team in the association. And as you say, Joe, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hell no. And Teddy, as the Knicks get 6 games in a row now, my fear is as the Knicks continue to win, the market, they kind of get overinflated, right? It's still the Knicks, even though they're a 500 team here. So is there just overvalued here at that 5.5, 6 mark, or do you like them in this spot?
I could only take the Knicks in this spot. Ski talked a little bit about their success at home. As favorites, they're 15-6 against the number. This year, consistent moneymakers laying points, which is something that I haven't said about the New York Knickerbockers in a decade and a half. But consistent moneymakers is chalk. And again, I don't love the spot here. They dug deep to steal that game against the Pelicans over the weekend, and I don't love it. But it's a Charlotte team. I don't read enough quotes on this show anymore. I got a quote for Charlotte. James Borrego talking about a team that's playing without Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball and Malik Monk, and probably Devontae Graham might suit up this evening. I'm not convinced that he will. But he's just quoted, "I'm juggling it right now. A lot of these lineups haven't been together." And they haven't. And when you have a team that has a handful of talented players that are all sitting at the same time, you can get a little burst, But, realistically, what's Charlotte? They've lost 4 of their last 5. Most of them in competitive point spread ranges, twice as a favorite during that span. They did steal one against the Lillard-less Blazers in their last game, which also gives them a chance to exhale after losing 4 in a row. Knicks or pass for this better from a side standpoint.
All right, there you go, guys. You got it there. Knicks also 7:30, in fact, will be 7:30, 7:40 tip-off for that one. We'll move on to a couple of the late games, but I do want to remind you guys of the opportunity for you to head over and grab the best bets right now for tonight. And as you can hear from Tony and you hear from Teddy and Ski, they've got their plays. They got their best bets up, ready to rock and roll. Just head over to WagerTalk.com. And head over to the pages for Ski. Head over there for Teddy Covers as well as Tony Mejia. And let's work to make it a very profitable Tuesday here as we look at the Sacramento Kings taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game. And we're looking at a -4 for an open, 237.5. I'm seeing -3, 3.5 in a number of spots. I'm also seeing, what a shock, 238s, 239, 238.5. So it starts creeping up there. I'll go to you, Ski, here to start off. 2 teams that kind of hard to trust either way. Total side, what do you think of this?
Well, I say this time and time again. I want no parts of Sacramento ever really laying points, expecting to win by margin. It's just something I'm not going to do. So that will put me on the Timberwolves. And if I'm looking at Timberwolves games, it could be said for Kings games too. They want to play fast. Neither team really wants to play any defense or hasn't been playing any defense. So I lean towards grabbing the points with the dog and playing this game over the total.
Oh, all right. Grabbing the points and go with the total. Seems easy enough. Teddy, do you agree that's the way to approach this one?
Oh, goodness. I will not put my money on that. But again, I lost a bet over the weekend with Orlando. I played Orlando against Houston, and I was annoyed because those are the games you don't play aside with 2 bottom feeders. Just don't at this stage of the campaign, because neither team wants to win. Neither team's necessarily capable of winning. We have Sacramento that finally ended the losing streak with a resounding win in Dallas. Now they come home. Do we trust Sacramento to lay points? No. I got the Kings as 7-12 ATS this year. As favorites, so they haven't been particularly good. So you say, all right, well, I can't take Sacramento. Can I take Minnesota? I suppose the quotes coming out of the T-Wolves locker room after their last loss were not happy. They were focused quotes, but we've kind of seen quotes like that from Minnesota year in, year out. And they say, all right, I love the over. All right, so you look at the series history, because these 2 teams play, all the time, Western Conference. Go back and find a matchup between the Kings and the T-Wolves that went over 239. I'll give you a hint. You're going to have to go back to 2018 to find it. These teams have been under every time they meet. The only over they've cashed since 2018 came in a game that went to overtime. So it's a plain, flat-out Switzerland for me on this one. I pass.
You know what? I'm not even going to give you the damn flag, Teddy, because I don't blame you. These 2 teams, like watching paint dry. Tony Mejia, let me ask you, 3-11 against the number as a home favorite, Sacramento. Not a good spot for them. Karl Anthony Towns, yes, no, Minnesota. How are you going to go at it?
Well, I'm a Swiss Mister 2 on this, side and total. But I'll tell you exactly why. I looked at it from every angle to see if I found one. I think the one I like most is Skis with just taking the points with the Timberwolves. But these teams just played April 5th, and they're going to play again either tomorrow or the next day. It's a back-to-back. So you have to kind of play the guessing game on whether this is going to be a scrimmage feel, just for these guys getting out there because they know they're going to see each other for the next 8 quarters, or they're actually going to, put some effort together on the defensive end. And Kings totals have closed 229.5 or higher in 9 of the last 11. The under is 7-4 in those games. The Timberwolves, same thing, 230 and 7 of 10, and the low side's 4-3. So these teams are expected to run, but the bar is set so high that they potentially don't get there. D'Angelo Russell really hasn't found a rhythm since coming back, and he needs to find it just to keep that team somewhat competitive. This is completely a pass for me. I would have liked to have gone in on the high side, but too much of a guessing game.
Yeah, it's maybe they've gotten a little smarter. I don't want to give them credit for defense, but Sacramento looks like 6 of their 9 games in April have hit the under, but the value of the market is just like, oh no, give me 245 points. We'll see if it gets there, guys. That's the first late game tonight, Sacramento and Minnesota, and then we got the other late game, pretty good one here. The final game on the board here tonight, guys. The Clippers taking on the Trailblazers in Portland, and we've got 7s pretty much across the board here, so it's come down. We also see a total of 223.5 after a high of 226.5 in the open on this one. So, Teddy, let me come to you. Clippers have been just money. The Trailblazers, no Lillard. How much faith do you have in them in this one?
Not much. I really don't. I mean, at first glance, you're like, what? Clippers 7 in Portland? It's one of those lines that jumps at you a little bit. And a lot of times the lines that jump at you are ones that you want to dig a little deeper in. Much like, the one line that jumped yesterday, Boston and Chicago, where Boston's only laying 6. And then what happens? Well, they're only laying 6 for a reason. Here, the Clips laying 7 for a reason. Look, without Lillard, all right, the Blazers aren't going to do a whole lot. And it's not just Lillard who is out this evening for Portland. They're also going to be missing Nurkic tonight as well, which, again, if it's one guy versus then it's 2 guys, then it becomes a bigger issue. But, without Lillard, they've been bad. Okay, not mediocre, not okay. They've been bad. They just stole the 1 win against the Spurs. That's it. And then losing to Charlotte last time out as favorites. It's not a Blazers team I trust. It's not a Blazers team that's playing defense. And it's a Clips team that, again, versus all playoff contenders, Clips are coming to play. They play good ball of late. And a team we're very comfortable with laying points with on the highway. Clips are pass for this bet.
All right, Clippers for that. Yeah, look, Kawhi looks to be a go. Batum looks to be a go there. Tony Mejia, talk to me. 3-6 is what Portland is in the month of April, and they just can't see it. And that was against all playoff-bound teams here. What do you think of their chances here at home?
Yeah, this is an LA play for me, and I'm just waiting for news that Paul George might sit the first half of a back-to-back out because they play Memphis tomorrow. And then if that case, the line drops and it looks juicier. But other than that, I still feel comfortable with 7 because I read Jason Quick of The Athletic. He's covered that team for at least 15 years. Did a total hatchet job on Terry Stotts and how he's handled the last few weeks, even giving him credit for keeping the team afloat with McCollum's injury and Damian Lillard, but just questioning how Nasir Little looks good in the starting lineup for one game, and then you don't start him the next. You start Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, who's on a 10-day contract, and then Derek Jones Jr., who's you're the defensive specialist that you brought in as your high-priced free agent signing, suddenly get to DNP, and how all these guys are kind of wondering what's going on with this group. Doesn't sound like a group that's going to keep things afloat without Lillard and Nurkic tonight, unless Enes Kanter has another 30-rebound night, which I doubt happens. So again, wait to see if Paul George sits out because that line will drop a little bit and be friendlier.
Ski, I'm going to guess that you're not surprised the total has come down here, really. The biggest move, dropping about 3.5 points here. But how are you going to approach this game?
Yeah, I think I agree with some of what Tony said, that it feels like a spot where the Clippers rest somebody tonight. Even with that said, Clippers would be the way that I would look. I don't want any parts of Portland without Lillard. And just looking at Portland in general, when they play the better teams, they haven't been successful. Where 55% when teams are better, they're 3-10 against the spread. And the Clippers, they've been the opposite. When they play the good teams, they show up. So it'll be the Clippers or pass for me. But I will wait to see just who's in the lineup, because if somebody's out, I want to get that lower line.
All right, getting it on. Keep an eye on that game. All right, guys, 5 games in total. It is time now to figure out which way the best bets are going to go. Our buzzer beaters on the way for you. So, of course, we will do this here with Ski. Somebody pick those balls up. Thank you very much. Ski, you're going to lead us off here, man. We're going to throw 60 seconds on the clock. You're probably going to yell at Teddy for 10. Maybe welcome Tony back for another 5 and then drop it. But we're all ears, man. Where you going tonight?
No, I'm a little flustered today. My process was slow because I shattered my phone. So
no.
I had a tough time this morning. But for my best bet, I hate to disappoint you, Joe. It's not going to be your Knicks first half, but I'll look at the Brooklyn game, Brooklyn and Pelicans. I'll go to the total, and I like this one to go over. My reason is going to be the Pelicans. They should have success in the paint. Brooklyn, I don't see anybody stopping them, and Pelicans, I think, are second best scoring in the paint. And on the opposite side, Pelicans are pretty poor defending the perimeter, and the Nets are top 3. I don't have the number right in front of me, but top 3 probably 3-point percentage on the season. So I like both teams to take advantage of each other's weaknesses, and I like this one to go over 231. I think it was.
All right, going over in that one. I hate when that whole phone thing happens, man. Just absolutely ruins your whole damn day. It really does. Whether you have insurance or doesn't, it sucks. All right, Teddy, come on, my man. 60 seconds on the clock. You can take a shot at Ski. He's wounded. Come on, man. What do you got tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot. I got to take a shot at Ski right from the get-go because he's given a total that was gone like 5 hours ago, man. It's 235. It was good. It was a good bet if you have over 231 in your pocket. All that said, I'm going to talk about the game we closed out on, that being the Clippers and the Trailblazers. And Tony mentioned it. Ski mentioned it. It's a Portland team that talked a lot about, hey, we need to step up against the good teams, and then has been unable to do it repeatedly. With injuries tonight, without Lillard, Portland is certainly not a bet-on team. The Clips beat them by, 28 when they met a couple of weeks ago. And the Clips continue to take care of business against the weaker foes on their schedule. And tonight, Portland's a weaker foe. Even without Lillard in the lineup, I think the Clips show, and I think they show for at least a half. That's all it's going to take to beat the Blazers by margin.
Boom! Not going to take much. That's all right, Ski. Don't worry about it. You don't even have to counter. We got you, man. We know you. It's 231, 248. What the hell's the difference? It's all the same. All right, Tony Mejia, my man. Talk to us, brother. 60 seconds on the clock. Welcome back. Where are you going tonight?
Well, I'm not going to take shots at anybody. In fact, I'll do John Ryan a solid because he reached out and said, hey, I'd love if you mentioned this is a 35-year anniversary of Michael Jordan dropping 63 at the Garden. Ooh. And how they were 11 3-pointers taken. And Larry Bird took 5 and Michael went 0 for 2. And the game has evolved, and that's true. And I can segue into why I like the over in this Pelicans and Nets game, despite no Durant and no James Harden. The Pelicans are 29th in the league in protecting 3-point defense, and they give up over 48% a game. And I think Joe Harris and Landry Shamet are going to have huge games, regardless of what Kyrie Irving decides to do. But it's a team that you can't trust the Pelicans. You know, Stan Van Gundy is beside himself. I've never seen him as mad as he has been this season with this young team that can't execute down the stretch. And so even with their 3 best players in the lineup, you can't expect a home victory. But I think they're a desperate team, especially coming off those losses. So look for the high side to hit.
All right, going. I love it. And I'm still trying to comprehend that 11 3-pointers and he drops over 60 points a game. evolved just a hair. Thank you very much there, John Ryan. Look at this. Our friends from the Gold Sheet, they are on quite a run. 6-0, in fact, here on the show. So fantastic job by them. And, of course, they've got a best bet here tonight for us, don't they? Their best bet tonight, the Kings. Oh, they're taking the plunge. I love it. The Kings, as Teddy throws up a little in his mouth, laying 3 here tonight, guys, against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And don't forget, the entire write-up here, this full write-up from our friends at the Gold Sheet, can be found on WagerTalk's Twitter page. So just head over to Twitter, head over to WagerTalk's page. Make sure you are following WagerTalk, and you'll get all of the Gold Sheet Play of the Days on all the shows here each and every day. So 6-0. Let's see if they can make it 7-0 by taking the Kings. All right, guys, quick recap here of what we've got tonight. That will include Ski buying a new phone. Over or under, he's going to get the new Apple iPhone. Yes, he is. Also, the Nets, Pelicans at whatever the hell the number is. It's still going over. You got Teddy going Clippers tonight. Not going to be, I think, would even out of sweat. Lay the 7. Tony talking about Nets, Pelicans over as well in this one. And our good friends at the Gold Sheet, Kings laying 3 points. And don't forget, guys, best bets available right now at WagerTalk.com. Head over there, grab Ski's plays. Tony locked and loaded, as he told you. And, of course, Teddy, he's got a play tonight in the association ready to go for you. Just got to visit him at WagerTalk.com or Teddy at SportsMemo.com. Either way, guys, no reason not to make it a profitable night in the association tonight. I'll say it because Ski didn't. Knicks first half. Damn it. There you go. It's out in the open. If you say it, thoughts are things, Ski. Damn it. And please let him get a new phone. Guys, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Make sure you subscribe. Come back and join us again tomorrow. We'll do it all over again on a loaded night in the NBA. In the meantime, best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Sign up for the free WagerTalk text club to gain access to free plays and exclusive discounts. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to sign up and get a $10 coupon to use on WagerTalk.com.